Welcome to the Cox3.com post-game show from Foothill High in Tustin, California. You see your final score. It was all Foothill. They cruised to a first-round 2AA playoff victory, 82-55 over Newport Harbor here tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Along with the coach, Bill Cunity, I'm Mark Heller. You know, Rusty Van Cleve's team coach, they just came out on all cylinders playing offense and defense. They were all business tonight.
Well, this is a team that does three things very well. They play great offense, great passing, great scoring. They play terrific defense, their post players especially, and they really rebound the basketball well. So they get many second chance points. And I think somewhere in the future they'd like a rematch with Canyon.
You think so? For the third time, those two teams from the Century League who finished in first and second place. Also, Foothill, very good balanced scoring. I mean, they played a lot of kids in the game, including kids from the JV. 12 Knights got into the scoring column tonight.
Well, it's a really well-balanced team. They have guys that can do all the dirty work down low. They've got good ball handlers. But I think Rusty Van Cleve would tell you that getting that many players into a CIF playoff game, one of the great experiences of their lives.
Yep, and for Coach Van Cleve, career victory number 188. Let's go ahead and take a look at highlights from this one. It was all Foothill from the beginning, but for Newport Harbor, they had a young man named Nick Sargent. He sure can fill it up.
Well, that guy was the Energizer Bunny tonight. Not only did he make a great pass here, but this guy took some off-balance shots that he made. He squared up and made some jumpers, and a big night for Nick Sargent.
And late in the game, Davis stepped up and made a pair of threes right there, did number 5. But Nick Sargent was most of their offense. He scored 29 of their points. There's Davis with another 3 off a pretty feed from the 5'10 senior. But for Foothill, it was just too much Eric Patton.
Well, Eric is a very gifted guy, and he'll be back again next year. He can play down low, he can move away from the basket, but you can see there what a great athlete he is, and again, just a junior.
You've scored that one at the buzzer. Reed Nakakihara was able to knock down shots from the outside. He had 16, including 3 threes in the third, and then here the beautiful finish by Amon off the fast break.
Well, that's a great pass, and again, if you've got a great point guard like that, he sets so much up for your offense, in addition to playing great defense at the perimeter.
Let's take a look at the high scorers for this contest. First for Newport Harbor, it was all about Nick Sargent. Game high 29 points, 6 for Caleb O'Neill, and 6 for Chase Davis. Meanwhile, for the victorious Knights, 18 from Patton, Nakakihara with 16. And also in double digits, they had O'Hearn, who had 12, and Jacob Dean, he chipped in with 6. Game stats, 48% for the field for the Knights, even though Newport Harbor was able to make 11 threes, but they attempted 31 of them. You see the three-point field goal shooting numbers, plus 12 from the free throw line for Foothill. Newport Harbor committed 14 turnovers and 34 rebounds for the Foothill Knights. And they probably also had close to double digits in blocks, even though that's a tough stat to keep track of.
Well, I'm sure they did, but when you shoot 70% from three-point land, you're going to win most of the time.
Well, of the Foothill Knights with the victory, it's their 21st victory on the year against 6 defeats. Newport Harbor finishes up at 14-14. But I think tonight the Century League showed that a lot of teams in their league are going to go deep. I mean, if you don't see going deep in the respective divisions, Canyon, Foothill, Brea, Olinda, and Villa Park, I'd be surprised.
Well, that's, as you mentioned earlier, that's probably the best league in Orange County in the public schools. And I think that I watched Villa Park last year in the CIF Championship. There's a 4th place team that could do some damage.
It certainly is. Well, your final score from Foothill High in Tustin, California, it was all about the Knights and Rusty Van Cleve's team. They defeat Newport Harbor 82-55. For Bill Cunity, I'm Mark Heller. You've been watching the Cox3.com post-game show. Good night.